It was
and
beautiful.
then when we saw that the voice actually looked like Tifa,
It was perfect.
we were all like, dang! Sorry, it's just my head just, just...
I mean, where's the lie? All right, today we're going to be checking out a brand new panel with the cast of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy. This one took place in Houston, Texas at NostalgiaCon, I believe in early April, and it features Brianna White, who is the voice of Aerith, Susie Young, who is the voice of Yuffie, John Eric Bentley, who is the voice of Barrett, and Britt Baron, who is the voice of Tifa. And this is coming to us from the folks over at It's Recording Time Media, who always do a really wonderful job of capturing these panels, from the video quality, the camera setup to the audio. It's like they somehow use science magic to hijack their way into the audio system at these events, because the audio is always super clear and crisp. I don't know how they do it. So if you'd like to just watch the panel on its own, there'll be a link in the description down below so you can watch it without me yapping. So with that being said, let's get started.
No, E3 was wild.
That was you, me, Erica, and Cody.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
I forgot. And yeah, that was, and Noah came to that because he met a bunch of, I wish that was fun. And you're right, you weren't there. I met your mom and dad in PAX East.
E3, I think they're going to talk about that E3 panel, the legendary 2019 E3 panel for FF7. This is such a cool intro and setup. Again, it's I grew up in the era of the CRTs and the static on the screen.
All right. Yeah, do whatever you want.
Audio's a little
This
bit
time
low.
it's
I'll try to
yours.
boost it in post.
All right. How are you all doing?
Hello. Okay. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Hey. Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming.
That guy's shoes are great.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
A little bit louder.
You got to be loud. It's the Final Fantasy VII.
Wait a
crew.
minute. Y'all say hi.
Hi.
Y'all say hi.
Sounds like a lot of
And
people
now
were there.
Come on, all of you. All right. Close enough. All right. So, if you don't mind, can you introduce yourselves? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. These shoes are sick. I don't know what kind they are, but they look cool.
Hi, I am Britt Baron, the voice of Tifa.
Hi, I'm Susie Young, voice of you. Oh, sorry. It's this late. I'm John Bentley. I know, I can't do that. That's too high.
Try it.
Nuh-uh, I'll hurt my throat. I'm John Bentley, voice of Barrett Wallace.
I'm John Bentley, and I voice her.
I like when they mess with each other.
I'm Susie Young, and I voice Yuffie.
Woo!
Hi, everyone. I'm Brianna White, and I voice Earth.
Sick.
Awesome. How are you all doing? How's Houston treating you guys?
Yeah. Y'all have good food. I had it last night.
Good people.
Yes.
Seriously, then give it up for yourselves. Come on. Don't be shy. Yes. Are you guys from Texas or?
Nah.
Oh.
We flew from LA, so
Okay.
we're LA based.
Okay. Is your first time out here, or you've been here before?
For me, yeah.
Oh.
Wait, really?
First time in Houston.
Oh, no way. Well,
Awesome,
welcome,
awesome.
John.
Awesome.
Thank you, Susie. Why you say it like that?
Well, welcome, John. Did you have the cookies?
That's how you said it.
Nah, yeah.
I love it. Don't-
You're going to have to separate you two.
Yeah, we're gonna, you know what?
You can sit right here with me, sir.
The chemistry between the cast it's palpable. Like, I know they don't get to see each other a ton because they work solo in the booth, but whenever they get to do these conventions or like official press for Square Enix, it's just like they lock in and they really just, it seems like they've been friends for a long time. And to be fair, they've been working on this project for a long time.
No, I love this. You could definitely tell you guys are a family in one way or another. So that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
and that's what makes, whether it's an animation, live action, or a video game, special is when you can see the bond. You can feel it from our end, but you can see it on this end. So that's
This guy gets it.
amazing. Thank you. So speaking of which, right? Video games.
If I squint my eyes, he kind of looks like the Night Sky Prince.
Final Fantasy. I mean, that is a very rich IP in history, right? And I mean, and I'm a gamer, so it's huge, right? It's been going on forever, but in a good way. So for you all, right, what does it mean for you all to be part of that legacy of Final Fantasy?
Thank you, It's Recording Time Media, for putting the questions on the screen. It helps out so much, especially when I'm trying to find a title for a video. I want to include the questions that are asked because I don't want to do clickbaity stuff. So then I skim through and be like, what did they talk about? So this is very helpful.
Fantasy. And to have your imprint now forever.
Yeah, they're part of it forever.
No pressure.
Forever. No pressure. Forever.
Well, it's out there now, so.
I mean, it's just so cool. Like, you know, even if you don't know video games, you've definitely heard of Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, especially Final Fantasy 7 is so iconic, and it's been around for, like, I don't know, decades.
I think 97, since 97.
Yeah.
At this point. And also, it's the 6th anniversary for Final Fantasy 7 Remake. So, happy birthday,
this was around the
Final
time of the
Fantasy
anniversary,
7
yeah.
Remake.
That's amazing. Anyone else?
You got the mic. You see what you take it then. I think I you know, she's right. That's, you know, it's cool. It's a huge thing. But it's a huge responsibility too, you know, right? Because we want to get it right for y'all, you know, because we know the OG players are like, well, this is what we saw, this is what we read. And we wanted to make sure that this is what you see, this is what you hear. So we wanted to get it right.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And no, you guys did a great job with it for sure.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Like, I grew up with the Advent Children cast. Those voice actors I loved. But this cast right here is like, I can't imagine anyone else as Yuffie now. I can't imagine anyone else as Tifa or Cloud or you know, Aerith. Everyone just does such a phenomenal job. And again, I really feel like not just the localization, but the direction has really come a long way since the days of like the compilation of Final Fantasy VII and things like the first two Kingdom Hearts. I feel anyway, I know there are people that disagree, but I feel like they've done a really great job of making it feel more natural. And again, these are, you know, sessions where they're in the booth by themselves, but the conversations feel real. It feels like there is a back and forth between the characters, and that's super hard to do.
So, for you all, before you took on the role, did you ever play Final Fantasy or at least heard of it? I mean, I'm sure there's some gamers sitting here, or all of you.
Played the game before.
Did you know about it, and what was that like for you? To know that you got that opportunity to be in something you played as well, or heard of?
I mean, I grew up, my cousin played Final Fantasy X when I was a kid, and I was watching him play. I was like, wow, I want to play that too. So that's how I got a PS2, and then I started playing 10, which is still my favorite game to this day.
It's incredible. 10 is so good.
We have a lot of 10 fans.
Yes.
The thing with Final Fantasy X, not to cut off Susie, is what you could do with 10, you could do a remake of 10. I know people get scared, they hear the word remake. Stay with me. It's remake/demake. So you keep the combat system of FF10, you keep the same story, but you bring back the voice actors, because again, I think the writing and localization and voice acting has come a long way. Bring back the OG cast, have them reprise their roles, but the art style would be 2D pixel art. And Tylor Hepner, who is an incredible artist and illustrator, he's big within the Final Fantasy community, has been doing sketches on Twitter of the characters, and they look so sick. And I imagine seeing like those versions of the characters in like a 2D pixel art. Kimahri has this like badass stance. Auron looks so sick. Tidus looks like punished Tidus. But I imagine like that's a route you could take with older Final Fantasies if you don't do like a remake, so to speak. You do like a demake, where you do the really beautiful pixel art, you keep the combat system from each respective game, just update the script, bring back the voice actors, let them record new dialogue. I think that could be super cool.
Good taste, good taste. But yeah, like that's how I got to know about Final Fantasy as a franchise. I got to know of Final Fantasy 7 through Kingdom Hearts. I didn't know the characters before, but I fell in love with the world and all the characters, and now we're here, like, surprisingly for me.
I like that.
I am not a gamer. I've been pretty public about that. So
Yeah.
I didn't really understand what I was walking into, to be quite honest. I think maybe it started to hit when that trailer of Tifa's reveal happened, and I missed E3, and I was getting it sent to me, and I was like, whoa, what? And even like my agent called me to tell me I got the part, which they don't always do when I book other stuff. And that should have been the flag, you know? And I think I told my husband, I was like, yeah, I booked Final Fantasy, another video game. And he's like, oh, who? I'm like, Tifa? He's like, what?
Yeah, that's
so
big.
It happened. But I think in some ways it became so intimidating because I felt like I have so much to catch up on. And I had never done an IP this big, and like so many people grew up playing this game, and it felt like stepping into the shoes of like a Harry Potter world or something in some ways, where everybody has a different idea of how these characters should sound.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was really definitely intimidating. Like the first few sessions, I was just hoping to not get fired. So big shoes to fill, but I feel so grateful for the fandom because I feel like they have embraced us with open arms, which I am so grateful for as an actor.
Yeah, I've said it before. Tifa is like one of my favorite video game characters of all time. It started off when I was younger as a crush, because Tifa's fine. But as I got older, I started to find that I related a lot more to Tifa as a character. I loved Rachel Lee Cook's interpretation of Tifa in the compilation of Final Fantasy, but there's something about Britt's performance in particular, that nuance there of like wanting to do the right thing and feeling like you're in a spot where like, well, the way you're going about it isn't quite right. She's so empathetic and caring. She's got the boundary. Tifa's such an incredible character. She's also a people pleaser, which I can relate to. But these characters are just so legendary. And to bring up what they said previously of like everyone who played the game, because we didn't have voices, the characters all sounded a specific way. We interpreted the dialogue differently. So I think that's one of the reasons why some people aren't too keen on remakes, regardless of the franchises, because they envisioned the original in such a specific way. And when it doesn't match up to what they thought, sometimes it just doesn't hit for them. But that E3 trailer back in 2019, I did a video on that if you'd like to check that out. Just that E3 when they gave FF7 like its proper reveal after being, in the dark for so long, that pop that Tifa gets when she pops up on the screen for the first time, insane.
So John and I are both gamers, but kind of almost two different sides of the story, because I never played the original 7. My family growing up was a Nintendo console family. We liked Zelda, and so we played that all growing up. And my first introduction to Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, because I had a friend that wanted me to play with them. And I went down that rabbit hole way too deep, if you know what I mean. When it comes to MMOs, you go hard, right? So 2,000 hours later, I also, because I'm a gamer, I also was like streaming Let's Plays on Twitch and YouTube. And so my next Final Fantasy was Final Fantasy 15. So I did a Let's Play of that on YouTube.
I love that one.
And from there, I got the audition for... This keeps cutting out. Can I take the wired ones? On this one? See if
Check, check.
Smart.
Check, check.
Is this not cutting out? Okay, it's a little better. From there I got the audition for Aerith and dove into the world of 7. So it's definitely very special for me as a gamer to be a part of such a legendary thing that I had loved in other
There's so many mics.
numbered titles, but not 7 itself.
And for me, I grew up. In 1997.
Did you grow up, John?
I don't know. Did I, though? 1997, when it came out, was my first RPG. And I was shocked that I fell in love with an RPG because I was like, virtual fighter kind of guy and all that. But then...
John played some fighting games. Played VF. Getting some lore here.
Fell in love with the game, and then I saw there's a black character in the game. I was like, what? And then he didn't die? This is great. And so that's my backstory and loving the game. Told you I'd be quick.
That was a great answer, sir. I appreciate that. That was awesome. Okay, so we do have gamers and someone that is brand new, and you are in the gaming world.
Did you
now.
tell them we played together?
Seriously.
I didn't actually.
You didn't. Me and Breezy played it together.
We
played.
did.
Yeah, y'all see us? Any of you see us? We played it on our streaming, man.
Awesome.
I forgot you didn't say that.
We did a Twitch stream that was a Let's Play of the original Final Fantasy VII between. Was it before Remake came out? It was before Remake came out.
Yes, it was before Remake.
Yeah. So the first 2 episodes of that are on my YouTube channel. You can check it out. It's pretty cool.
What is your Twitch and YouTube channel?
It's Strange Rebel Gaming. So if you look up Strange Rebel Gaming, you should be able to find it. And it was one of our first times interacting at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't actually record with each other in the booth. So I don't know. We met at E3, and then I sent you like an Instagram DM or something like that. To
And I
come
said,
on my
with
channel.
you?
Yeah, you did.
And I said, yeah.
Actually, in truth, he said, if you teach me how to use Instagram.
This is true. This is very true.
And I said, deal.
Very true. And I still don't know how to use it right.
But you know how to voice characters. We like that. So.
I appreciate you.
I'm sorry. A couple of things I want to say off the record, which I'll say on the record as well. E3. Do you guys remember E3?
Back
I'm
in
sure if you love video
2019.
games, you love E3.
R.I.P. E3. God, what a special time. The only time I would ever get excited to see the words press conference, which are normally like super slow, boring things. But when it was E3, like you had to watch the Sony press conference, you had to watch the Microsoft one. If Nintendo was doing one, you had to check them out. It was a big deal because that was like Christmas for gaming. Anything new that was going to get announced, it was probably going to be at E3. If it was going to get teased or you got some sort of big update, that was the time to do it. And unfortunately, over the years, E3 just lost its footing. Other events started popping up. Developers started to realize, hey, we don't have to go to E3 and spend all this money when we can just have our own like direct and just do it that way. So unfortunately, E3 is no more. It fell by the wayside, but we have things now like Summer Game Fest, which is cool. It's not quite the same. We have the Game Awards in December, and then there's the other events from the different studios. But man, E3 was just such a lightning in a bottle kind of thing. There's nothing that will ever really quite capture what E3 was. And I had always wanted to go to E3 one day, and unfortunately that will never happen because it's gone.
They should bring that back. I mean,
it's just too much to bring back.
Okay, I see mixed reaction.
No, I agree.
Yeah, you
wish
agree?
they would, man. I wish they would.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Things
don't know
happen.
if it can be the same.
No,
Yeah.
they tried.
Yeah.
Reed Pop, the company, tried to come in and fix things, but it just wasn't going to play out right. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I always dreamt of going there, and then finally when time
Same.
came for me to go, I'm like, oh, okay, it's like that. So
Yeah.
it's not around. So hopefully
Okay.
they watch. Bring it back.
Yeah.
And I do want to ask this quickly before we go to our next question. What was your fondest memory of E3 if you did go?
Good question, dude.
If you can share that
Oh,
with us.
shoot, meeting everybody. I got to meet your mom and dad.
No, I wasn't.
No, you weren't there. Where was that? Where were we?
PAX.
East. PAX
Oh,
East.
PAX
Sorry,
East.
my
Okay.
bad.
PAX is another event that, is really popular these days.
No, E3 was wild.
That was you, me, Erica, and Cody.
Yes, that's right.
Yep.
I forgot. And yeah,
I remember the photos
and
from
Noah
that.
came to that because he met
Yeah.
a bunch of I wish that was fun. You're right. You weren't there. I met your mom and dad in PAX
Yeah.
East. My bad. I wish.
So
you were there.
it was labeled and pitched to us as a press conference,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is traditionally a very boring thing.
Brianna gets it.
But we actually got to sit in an iconic LA theater.
That
and
presentation
see
was so cool,
The
dude.
Tifa reveal trailer on the big screen in a crowd of fans.
Yeah.
And so you see. It was the whole Square Enix thing. So it was every Square Enix game, and they saved the Tifa reveal trailer for last.
Yeah.
And the second that people realized it was Final Fantasy VII Remake related, the crowd went wild.
lost
The
their
entire
minds.
room was vibrating. Like it was the most magical experience of like. Perfect for NostalgiaCon. It was people reliving their childhoods.
Yeah.
Like it was honestly just like so special to be in the room, feeling that energy of so many passionate fans. Yeah. It was
And
beautiful.
then when we saw that the voice actually looked like Tifa,
It was perfect.
we were all like, "Dang!" Sorry, it's just my head, just, just.
I mean, where's the lie? She looks like Tifa. I swear that's not one of the reasons why I have a crush on Brit. But what's kind of funny though is every actor who voices their respective character kind of looks like the character. Brit kind of looks like Tifa. John looks like Barrett. Brianna has literally cosplayed as Aerith. Susie looks like Yuffie. Cody, give him a wig, shave him, he'd look like Cloud. Tyler Hoechlin's got that piercing stare to be Sephiroth. Like, the actors do resemble the characters, which is kind of funny. I don't think that was intentional. That's just kind of how it works out. But that E3 2019, it's like one of my favorite presentations. So I made a video on it, just going back and reliving like what it was like to see that for the first time, how everyone reacted, the energy in the room, how the fans felt. It was such a cool presentation to watch and just have that etched in the annals of history. But also, yeah, like Brit's foin. Like, thank you, John.
Only child syndrome. Everything makes sense now.
So we can all agree we miss E3. I love that. It's unanimous. Okay, so quickly, right? Fan engagement. That's very important with anything you guys do.
And also scary.
We do in life, right? So the reception, I'm sure, could, like anything, we all have tastes, whether it's for food, music, arts. It's subjective, right?
Yep.
But looking back for yourselves, or even at your tables, when you have fans that come up to your tables and share stories of how your characters or what it meant or certain scenes or lines, what does that mean to you, personally speaking, that you've had that impact on the fans as well?
These are good questions.
And on yourselves, because it's your career.
I mean, I can speak for when I started playing Final Fantasy XIV, those were some of the hardest times of my life. Just personally, through like mental health issues, like I could really lose myself in Final Fantasy XIV and that story and the glimmer of hope that the characters represent, that the Scions represent, and you being the warrior of light and the bringer of light. Those stories kept me going through really hard times in my life. And so I feel like what gaming has given to me, I feel proud to be able to give that back. I feel proud to be able to get in the booth and do a really cool job, but also be helping people out there get through hard times in their life. I mean, it's one of the biggest honors of my life, honestly, because I know personally and have experienced how games can save your life.
100%. 100%.
Thank you.
For me, it's everything. What's the point in coming to a convention if you don't get to meet the people who love the game? I mean, I think all of us are fanboys and fangirls and nerds up here anyway. And so for me, well, I'm looking out of the audience that people have already come up to the table. There's a father and a son. This is so cool. The son introduced dad, to the game. Brothers who introduce each other to the game. So when I hear, stories of, I introduced my son to this game, I introduced my brother to this game, it's like, what? And then you get to meet them, and then they tell you what that game meant to them and what they were going through, like what you're saying. And it's humbling, but if we've been given this platform, man, let's have an experience. That's why when we're at our tables, it's not just about, and I can attest this because I know them and I know their heart. And we talk about our fans, and we talk about the people who we meet. And the majority of folks who come up to us, they share their heart, and they want to tell us about things, and that's what it's all about.
Random question.
I've talked to some of you at the table already about it. So we love y'all so much. You have no clue how much you all keep us going.
Oh, give it up for yourselves as well. Sorry.
That's so cool, man. Games are special. I love movies, I love films, I love music, but there's something about a game because you get to be an active participant in that story. Some people, the way they play games, they put themselves into the shoes of the main character. When I play, I'm an observer of the story. I'm rooting for the characters. I don't see myself necessarily as like Cloud or whatnot, but I'm just an observer of that story. But much like Brianna, that game for me as a kid was FF7, as well as 8 and 9. I hated school. I did very well, but I hated it. I got bullied a ton. It wasn't funny. It wasn't fun. They might have thought it was funny. It wasn't fun to me. But I would come home and like one of the escapes would be to sit down and play a game like this and be transported to a completely different world and these incredible characters and fun combat. And I had never experienced anything like that as a kid because me and my sister, we came off like the Super Nintendo and Genesis era where it's like Mario and Sonic and, you know, beat 'em ups. And to have a big, expansive story like this was so new to us. It was our first RPG. And I remember my sister, she was playing through the bombing mission and I was sitting there just like watching her, and we finished the bombing mission and we thought that was the end of disc 1 because we were so used to the smaller games from previous generations. So these games are so special. And another one for me is Final Fantasy 15. Again, I love that game, the Royal Edition. I've mentioned this previously. I can't imagine a world where I didn't play that version of the game. And I know it had so many issues. It wasn't what a lot of people thought it was going to be. A lot of stuff got cut. But those characters, that story, just spending time with them in that world was so healing. It's like games can be very medicinal because they can give you that escape. They can give you maybe that friendship or that camaraderie that maybe is missing within your life. So these are very, very powerful. And I look at the 7 Remake trilogy, all of the themes that story touches on for the characters and the planet. It's super relevant nowadays. And there's probably people who what these games did for a lot of us when we were younger is doing for them now. But it's the Remake trilogy, which is super cool.
I mean, I just think it's such a joy to get to meet people and hear their stories face to face. It's so different than like a comment on Instagram or Twitter or something. It feels, I feel like I understood the impact of the game once I was able to meet more people in person and actually get to hear their personal story. It like it's reached a different impact at this point, and like I have a totally new gratitude, I think, and I'm so grateful for conventions to give us that opportunity. I didn't even know these really existed, so I feel like I'm like, what an amazing opportunity. I've met people that I'm like, I'm a huge fan, you know? Like, it's just such an awesome it's such an awesome opportunity to get to connect with people that you love, that have helped bring characters to life that have really impacted the world. And
like that lady right there, from Land Before Time. She just went in. I am a huge fan. I haven't been able to come to your table yet. You have no clue how much you mean to me and my family. I'm sorry, y'all. I just fanboy.
Woo! Land Before Time, so everyone!
Dude, no joke. God. The Land Before Time, that movie made me bawl my eyes out as a kid. I don't remember if it was the first one. Because they made sequels, I think. But there's a scene where they in the early beginning of the movie, they befriend a baby T-Rex. He's purple. I don't remember his name. But by the end of the movie, they all reunite with their parents, except for the little purple T-Rex. He has nobody to go back to. And I remember as a kid, that might have been like the first time I remember really feeling like empathy as a child. I got so upset and I cried my eyes out. And I remember my family was like, why are you crying? I'm like, the little dinosaur doesn't have anybody. So, oh man, that's a callback there.
Been trying to get to our table all day.
And that is the magic of conventions, right? It brings people from all over the world together, from the industry, you know, and for the same reasons, right? And one thing I'll say before we sign off is, you know, video games, and I love what you all touched on is, you know, like with all the stories from the fans and everything, it truly saves lives. You know, you don't.
100%, man.
With, like, whether it's the cast of Ed, Edd and Eddy or Gundam Wing, Gundam Seed, you name it. And when I'm talking to them, whether through dinners or even at shows, the one thing I get is it's so lonely in the booths, especially for them in Canada, right? They're like in a little box pretty much. So when fans actually come up to them and share these stories, they're like, whoa, like it was like that? I didn't know that. You know, and for you guys, same thing, right? Like a video game in itself, you don't know the power it has, but truly it does, right? Whether it's the music, the art, the animation, the gameplay.
He gets it.
I said the music, and obviously the acting, the lines, all of that you remember, and you don't know who's going through tough times or, you know, broken homes, etc. That just and escapism and what you all provide to them. So seriously, one more time, give it up for the cast of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Thank you, guys.
You got it. You got to make this longer than 20 minutes.
That was a really nice interview. Yeah, the host of this panel, he was great. I'm going to just refer to him as NWO Night Sky Prince because I don't know his actual name. If you know wrestling in NWO, there was NWO Sting, who wasn't actually Sting. There was somebody impersonating the wrestler Sting. So that's where that reference comes from. If you see someone who kind of looks like somebody you know or someone else, but it's not that person, I always refer to them as NWO so-and-so because it just makes me laugh. But that last little bit he put there, that's got to be a trip. Being an actor, being in the booth, just doing your lines, you're so separated and isolated from what the final product is going to be. It's one thing to know the script, to perform it, remember performing the lines, but to see it all put together, like the game's finished, the graphics are done, the story's been structured out, all of the voice lines are in there, and you're playing it as a game, like a finished product, and then hearing it all again, that's got to be an absolute trip, because it now has a new life. It's put the way it's supposed to be put. Everything's put together like a puzzle. So that has got to be insane. But that was a really fun panel. Super short, which I don't really mind, but fun questions. I like when the cast can just kind of like be themselves, talk about the fan base, their own experience with especially the conventions and meeting fans, especially for Brit, for her to like not be as familiar with FF7 and then to see what the fan base is like. That's what it was like for Tylor Hepner, the voice of Sephiroth. He's like, yeah, I didn't quite understand how big this character was until he started going to these conventions and people were like bringing him Sephiroth stuff to sign. So these games are just so cool, so special. I love the remake project. I love the original. This is just a unique, special time. Again, we're heading into Summer Game Fest relatively soon, so we're all hoping that, maybe something from 7 Remake Part 3 will show up at that event, which will cue the start of the end of our journey covering the Remake trilogy, even though it's the start of covering Part 3. So this has it's been such a cool adventure, man. Like, getting to watch these panels, getting to see the trailers, getting to read interviews with the developers and just discuss things like with you guys here on the channel. It's so special. I'm glad I did this because I have no one to talk to about FF7. So to get these ideas out, it helps out a lot. Also, everyone's got some cool shoes, man. Like, it looks like John's maybe wearing some Jordans. Susie's got some Nikes as well. I can't see what Brit's are. Over here. So it's got like dress shoes. Brianna's, I can't make out. These dudes are sick. So that was fun. Yeah, a nice little fun interview, but it's just a nice reminder of like how cool these panels are, but what these games actually mean to people. So the question I'll pose to you guys in the comments is there a specific Final Fantasy? It might be 7. I might know the answer. But is there a specific Final Fantasy or even another game or movie or TV show that was there for you, that helped you through a really, really tough time, helped you come out the other side and kind of find your bearings again? Because for a lot of us, it probably is Final Fantasy, but this was a really fun panel. Again, the panel host was great. Great questions, flowed really well. It's always a joy seeing them. And of course, like Britt Baron, my wife, I like to say that. Well, anyway, that's the video. I am Curious Corridor. Again, let me know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the panel and that question I posed. I will see you guys in the next one. Please remember to always be excellent to one another. I remembered my sign off this time. Sometimes I get distracted when I see Brit. Didn't happen this time.